Those kids are walking into a battleground with a super high sense of anxiety, and they know that they're alone, and that none of the adults have to respect them, and that they have to say sorry for stuff that's done to them. That's a really scary, isolated place to be as a young person. And it's so understandable why so many of the young kids experience school can't, because it's super overwhelming. You know, I do, like, one of the kids I work with is only allowed to go to school for an hour a day, but they're also allowed to go to a separate space where they feel supported and they feel safe in that space. But if the wrong teacher is there, they get denied. This happened last week. They weren't allowed into the space. They didn't know what to do, so they just walked around the school. In fact, they walked out of the school and walked around the streets. They were terrified. They're 9 years old, and nobody noticed. There was a 9-year-old walking around terrified, who was picking up weapons like rocks and sticks as weapons because they thought they were something would happen to them, because nobody would let them in rooms. This is happening in our mainstream schools all the time. These kids are terrified. But what do they do with that? Well, they put on a brave act. Kid would rather punch people he doesn't know so that then they don't see that he's scared. How do you unpack years and years and years of this for these children? Because they're learning to be angry and defensive. They're learning that fight is their only option. Yeah, and it's really hard. This causes significant trauma when they also don't have enough language to communicate for themselves, and therefore no one believes them when they try.